Several social media posts claim that an underground tunnel exists connecting Diddy's home in Los Angeles to the Playboy Mansion, the former residence of Hugh Hefner, the founder of Playboy magazine. However, a fact check has confirmed that these claims are fabricated and are part of many conspiracy theories. That said, underwater swimming tunnels have indeed been reported in the mansion, and what the Secretary of Homeland Security discovered during the raids on Diddy's house will shock the entire world. AR-15s, drugs, and 1,000 bottles of lubricant were found among the supplies during the raids at Diddy's. Let's examine the facts. It is rumored that authorities found an underground tunnel in Diddy's Los Angeles residence in March 2024. A few months before the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs, federal authorities conducted extensive raids on several of his properties, revealing a mass of disturbing evidence. In September 2024, a detailed 14-page indictment revealed the extent of the discoveries in the music mogul's homes, shocking the public and the entertainment industry. But what really caught people's attention was not just the weapons, the drugs, or the incriminating elements. It was the rumor circulating on social media regarding a secret underground tunnel discovered in Diddy's Los Angeles home. Shortly after the raids and Diddy's arrest, a supposed screenshot of a CNN broadcast began circulating online, fueling claims that authorities had found an underground passage on his property. According to these rumors, the tunnel was not just an ordinary secret feature. It was supposed to connect Diddy's mansion to the famous Playboy Mansion, once the residence of the late Hugh Hefner. Although the idea of a hidden tunnel connecting Diddy's house to one of Hollywood's most famous locations seems far-fetched, it is not entirely without precedent. According to a now-deleted Playboy article, the Playboy Mansion was known to have a network of secret underground tunnels that connected the homes of several icons, including Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, and James Caan. These tunnels, intended to provide discreet and private access between properties, were reportedly sealed in the late 1980s. Despite the excitement surrounding the alleged discovery of an underground tunnel in Sean Diddy Combs' residence, the story is nothing more than a false rumor. On March 28, 2024, Reuters published a fact-checking article debunking these claims, calling them simply another conspiracy theory circulating online. According to Emily Kuhn, a CNN spokesperson, the screenshot supposedly showing a CNN broadcast about the tunnel was a manipulated image, and no such report had ever been aired by the network. However, there is a grain of truth regarding the underground features on Diddy's property, but they are not related to the extravagant rumors. In 2014, the Los Angeles Times reported that Diddy's 17,000-square-foot villa in Los Angeles featured a lagoon-style pool with a grotto and an underwater swimming tunnel. Diddy's Los Angeles mansion measures approximately 17,000 square feet and features a 3,000-square-foot guest house. It includes a 35-seat movie theater, a gym, a wine cellar, and an underwater swimming tunnel connected to a grotto. According to a previous report from the Los Angeles Times, the mansion, built in 2014, features 8 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms. There is also a separate spa house with a steam room, a massage room, and a beauty salon. While this feature adds a touch of luxury and mystery, it is far from the clandestine tunnels connecting to the Playboy Mansion, as social media speculated. Federal raids and investigation. In March 2024, several properties belonging to Sean Diddy Combs were subject to a federal raid, shocking the public and raising many questions. At the time, little information was known about the investigation. Other than that, it was part of an ongoing probe into serious allegations. The suddenness of the raids left Diddy and many others perplexed, while reports described the chaotic state of his properties after the search. But as details emerged, speculation increased, and new voices began to speak out on the ongoing situation. One of the most vocal critics fueling the debate was Jaguar Wright, a longtime whistleblower and critic of the music industry. Wright became known for her frank comments on high-profile figures, and in this case, she pointed to Diddy as potentially being the scapegoat for more powerful forces. By drawing parallels with the fall of R. Kelly, Wright suggested that Diddy had been chosen as the acceptable monster of the moment, a figure whose fall would serve as a diversion for deeper problems in the industry. Wright's theory went further, claiming that even the federal agents conducting the raid were kept in the dark about their targets until the last minute. According to her, this level of secrecy was intentional, aimed at preventing leaks within law enforcement, particularly due to Diddy's supposed connections with influential figures. She hinted that Combs' network might include informants within the forces, which in her view necessitated extreme confidentiality during the operation. Adding to the intrigue, Wright speculated that Diddy could have been warned of the imminent raid and might have used secret tunnels allegedly built into his homes to escape before authorities arrived. Whether these tunnels exist or not remains unverified, but according to Wright, the raid was a carefully orchestrated operation designed to keep those involved in the dark until it was too late for Combs to react. The sinister parties. A large part of the controversy surrounding Diddy revolves around his famous freak-off parties, once considered luxurious gatherings of celebrities and influencers. However, rumors have emerged suggesting that these events were much more disturbing. John Deal, a former bodyguard, spoke out, claiming that many of the women present at these parties had no idea what was actually happening. According to Deal, the perpetrators mixed substances into drinks to take the women by surprise. He detailed how this method worked, explaining that even women who were careful about what they drank, often avoiding anything that seemed suspicious, did not realize that substances were slipped into their orange or cranberry juice. This tactic ensured that even the most vigilant guests could fall victim. Deal's revelations have raised serious concerns about the true nature of these parties and the risks faced by those who participated. Ongoing lawsuits and alleged cover-up. As legal proceedings against Diddy continue, some speculate that the full extent of the situation is being intentionally concealed. Despite the growing list of allegations, some high-profile figures such as Lucian Grange, CEO of Universal Music Group, have not been named in the indictments. Grange's name was mentioned in a lawsuit filed by Rodney Jones, who accused Diddy of engaging in organized criminal activities. Jones also alleged that Diddy had hidden cameras in his homes, secretly recording private moments involving executives, celebrities, and politicians. The absence of certain influential names in the investigation has fueled suspicion, with many wondering if the truth will ever be fully revealed or if powerful individuals are being protected from the fallout. Why were Diddy's houses raided? Although federal authorities have remained discreet about the reasons that led to the raids, a News Nation affiliate, WPIX, reported that they were part of an ongoing investigation into human trafficking for sexual purposes. Furthermore, according to a report from the New York Post, authorities have expanded their investigation to include potential charges of witness intimidation, assault, and violations of firearms laws. Evidence seized during the raids. During the searches of Combs' properties, federal agents found a substantial amount of evidence supporting the allegations against him. Among the items seized were several firearms, raising concerns about the severity of the situation. Authorities also discovered electronic devices containing images and videos related to the famous freak-off parties. These devices are believed to contain incriminating evidence in connection with the events at these parties, which allegedly involved numerous victims. Even more disturbing was the discovery of more than 1,000 bottles of personal lubricant and baby oil, supposedly used during these gatherings. The impressive volume of these items suggests a certain level of premeditation, reinforcing the allegations that the freak-offs were not only highly organized, but also deeply sinister. What happened during the raids at Diddy's? During the searches of Sean Diddy Combs' properties, investigators seized several firearms and cell phones belonging to him. The operation was heavily secured, with agents equipped with protective gear and weapons, as well as command trucks stationed outside Combs' two properties. Amidst the chaos, Combs' sons, Justin and Christian King Combs, were handcuffed while the searches took place at their father's home in Los Angeles. Misa Hilton, Justin's mother, expressed her outrage at the situation, stating that she had hired renowned attorney Jeffrey Lichtman to investigate what she called an excessive use of force against her sons. In an Instagram post on April 2nd, she condemned the actions of law enforcement as unnecessary and absolutely not justified by the search warrant. She also highlighted her belief that if her sons had been the children of a non-black celebrity, they would not have faced the same level of aggression. The attempt to humiliate and terrorize these innocent young black men is despicable, she wrote. Hilton shared security footage of the raid showing heavily armed federal agents bursting into Combs' home. In the video, Christian is seen with his hands up, pushed against a wall while being handcuffed. Meanwhile, Justin is visible walking with his hands in the air while a gun is pointed at him. In a related development, law enforcement arrested Brendan Paul, a 25-year-old man accused of being Diddy's drug mule. He was taken into custody at Miami's Opa-locka Executive Airport on the same day as the raids. A former basketball player at Syracuse University, Paul faces criminal charges for alleged possession of cocaine and cannabis edibles. According to an arrest affidavit, authorities discovered these substances in his travel bags, further complicating the ongoing investigations surrounding Combs. What charges does Diddy face? In addition to the recent indictment, Sean Diddy Combs faces several civil lawsuits filed over the past year, each containing a series of disturbing allegations. Many of the claims presented in these lawsuits closely match the criminal case brought against him by prosecutors. A significant complaint was filed by singer Cassandra Ventura, who had a long-term relationship with Combs in the 2000s. In November 2023, she brought her accusations before a New York federal court, involving alleged inappropriate behavior and gender-motivated violence, among others. Remarkably, the complaint was settled one day after its filing, but the implications of Ventura's allegations pushed several other alleged victims to come forward with their own stories. This wave of allegations has sparked increased concern and scrutiny around Combs as more and more individuals share their experiences, further illuminating the troubling behaviors associated with the music mogul. The repercussions of Ventura's complaint continue to be felt, indicating that the investigation into Combs' actions is far from over. Sean Diddy Combs and his legal team have categorically denied all allegations made in the various lawsuits filed against him. However, the situation took a significant turn in September 2024 when Combs was hit with a $100 million default judgment. This decision came after he failed to respond to allegations made by a Michigan inmate, Derek Lee Cardello Smith, who accused Combs of drugging and assaulting him at a party in Detroit in 1997. Cardello Smith filed a complaint claiming he had been a victim of Combs at a time when he had no way to defend himself. Combs was supposed to attend a virtual hearing before the Lenawee County Circuit Court, but he did not show up, prompting the judge to issue a multi-million-dollar judgment in favor of Cardello Smith. Adding to the disturbing narrative surrounding Combs, Roger Bonds, who was the music mogul's head of security from 2003 to 2012, made unsettling revelations during an interview on News Nation's Cuomo. He disclosed that Combs frequently flew women from one state to another for parties and often invited unknown men into the hotel rooms where these events took place. The impact of these accusations is further highlighted in a documentary aired by TMZ featuring former Danity Kane singer Aubrey O'Day. She recounted how Combs' behavior and the mistreatment she suffered during her music career had a profound effect on her life, stating that it was enough to completely change the course of her existence. Interestingly, music producer Suge Knight, who co-founded the rival label Death Row Records and is currently serving a long prison sentence, expressed his support for Combs. He described the situation as a bad day for hip-hop, a bad day for the culture, lamenting that it tarnishes the image of the music industry and its artists. Despite the weight of these accusations, Mark Lamont Hill, host of BET News, pointed out in the documentary that the entertainment industry has remained strangely and remarkably silent in the face of the ongoing investigation into Combs. Diddy has been implicated by the alleged assassin of Tupac, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. The man accused of the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac Shakur has made serious accusations against Sean Diddy Combs, claiming that Combs offered $1 million for Shakur's assassination. These claims have been part of Davis's narrative for over 15 years. However, despite the gravity of these statements, Combs has not been named in any official investigation related to Shakur's death. In court documents regarding the case against Davis, interviews conducted by law enforcement over the last 2 decades were presented as evidence. Notably, one of the documents includes a transcript of a secretly recorded interview conducted by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police in 2009. In this interview, Davis reiterated his accusations regarding Combs' supposed involvement in the murder, claiming that Combs held a grudge against Shakur because the rapper had publicly attacked him in his songs. However, the lack of concrete evidence linking Combs to these accusations continues to fuel debates over the veracity and implications of Davis's statements. Where did Diddy go after the raid? Following the federal raids on Sean Diddy Combs' properties, TMZ closely followed the movements of his private jet. The media outlet reported that the plane had landed in Antigua, although it remains uncertain if Combs was actually on board. Niyama Ramani, a former federal prosecutor, pointed out during an interview on the show Banfield that Antigua is an extradition country, suggesting that if Combs was indeed on that plane, this choice might not have been the most strategic for escaping legal trouble. In the weeks that followed, Combs was spotted at Topgolf in Miami with his 17-year-old daughters, a casual outing that contrasted sharply with the turmoil surrounding him. The next day, personal trainer Wes Watson shared a photo on social media with Combs at the Pura Vida restaurant in Miami, captioning it, "I just came to get an espresso and ran into Diddy." On Easter Sunday, Combs took to Instagram to share a moving message accompanied by a photo of his daughter with the caption "Happy Easter from Baby Love," highlighting a personal aspect despite the ongoing controversies. In early May, Combs posted an enigmatic video on his social media, drawing further public attention. The video showed him standing on a cloudy beach with strong wind surrounding him, while a voiceover said, "Solid in the storm. It looks bad. It feels hard. But stay solid in the storm." The video also showed moments of intimacy, including scenes where he hugged someone and participated in a collective prayer. The voice emphasized calm and serenity, stating not hysterical, not panicked, not anxious, not worried, suggesting a resolute attitude despite the chaos in his life. However, the repercussions of the investigations continued to affect his public image. The Miami Beach Commission officially revoked the honorary Sean Diddy Combs Day proclamation, citing a resolution indicating that this decision was made because it no longer aligned with the city's values regarding safety, community well-being, and respect. On September 16th, the situation took a major turn when Combs was taken into custody in New York, marking a significant turning point in the ongoing legal battles he faces. Diddy was denied bail. Sean Diddy Combs will remain in custody pending his trial, having recently suffered a setback in his attempts to obtain bail. On September 17th, Combs's legal team presented a new proposal to a judge, including a substantial $50 million bond, along with GPS monitoring and strict restrictions on visits. However, this offer was quickly rejected by U.S. District Judge Andrew L. Carter on September 18th. Judge Carter ruled that the bail proposal was insufficient to ensure both the safety of the community and the integrity of the ongoing judicial proceedings. He agreed with the prosecutor's concerns, noting that no condition or set of conditions could adequately mitigate the risk that Combs might threaten or harm witnesses, a significant factor given the serious accusations against him. This decision leaves Combs in a precarious position as he faces the upcoming legal challenges. The court's focus on witness safety underscores the gravity of the charges against him, which includes serious allegations likely to have heavy consequences for his career and personal life. The legal battle is set to intensify as Combs' team considers its next steps in a case that continues to draw considerable public and media attention. Public reaction. A call for accountability resonates through the music industry as Diddy's legal team prepares for a fierce fight. Many see this moment as an important step toward justice for his alleged victims. Jaguar Wright, an influential figure in the music scene, has been particularly vocal, calling for a public perp walk where Diddy would be led into custody before the public eye. She wants him to suffer the same humiliation that so many victims have endured over the years. "I want the perp walk. I want the handcuffs. I want him on the ground," Wright said in a recent interview, stating that she believes Diddy should face the full rigor of the justice system. For Wright and many others, this case symbolizes a broader reckoning within the industry, where powerful men have often escaped accountability for their actions. Looking toward the future, as the trial against Diddy progresses, many expect even more shocking revelations. There is growing curiosity as to whether other figures in the entertainment industry, particularly those close to Diddy at the height of his career, could also be implicated in the investigation. Diddy's legal team continues to plead for his release on bail, but the evidence against him seems to be quite substantial. The prosecution has built a strong case, presenting video evidence, witness testimony, and physical objects seized during the raids. The question of whether Diddy will be able to mount an effective defense remains uncertain, but it is clear that the coming months will bring significant developments in what has already become one of the most publicized legal battles in recent years. For Diddy, this trial marks a crucial turning point in his life. The accusations against him are not about simple isolated incidents. They paint a picture of a man who allegedly participated in a series of serious criminal activities over the years. If the allegations prove to be true, he could face a long prison sentence, which could ultimately mean the end of his career. As new evidence emerges and the trial unfolds, Diddy's fate will be shaped not only by legal proceedings, but also by public perception. For now, the world watches closely, wondering if justice will finally be served to those who claim to have suffered at his hands. If this story changed the way you look at the power players in the industry, please subscribe to the channel. We are excavating the history they tried to bury. Plant the seeds for the future. The next treasure will be revealed soon.